Are you carrying around weight from your childhood? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why we do this and how we can resolve it so that we can lose the weight that we want. Hi, I'm Vanessa McLennan and I help you to lose weight, end emotional eating and fight food addictions by overcoming your childhood traumas and difficult childhood. So before we begin though, please could you click on the subscribe button, click on the bell and you'll be notified of my next video. For a lot of us, we have developed our eating habits in our childhood. Now for some of us, perhaps we didn't have happy childhoods. Maybe our parents were abusive, or we were bullied by people that were supposed to be looking after us. And events happened, loss or divorce. Something's happened. And as a coping mechanism, what we have done is we've turned to food. Now, as a child, we didn't know that. We just ate because it perhaps brought us comfort, or, it was a way of distracting ourselves from what was going on. And food was the one thing that was available and was there. But of course, this then follows us through to adulthood. Because maybe we get to adults and so we think, I'm going to go on a diet. I want to lose this weight now. But of course, a diet is never ever going to fix, the inside or the emotions of us and our pain that we're feeling. So really, if we want to lose the weight and we want to sort of break these habits that we've carried through to childhood, what we need to do is go back and heal our childhood. Now, it doesn't mean that we need to relive every single childhood experience. No, but what we can do a few steps to perhaps work on the emotions that we have now about our childhood, and then that's on our way to healing. So keep watching, because I've got 3 steps that you can do to start healing your childhood now. Speak to a therapist, somebody like a counsellor, hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, somebody who can really help you to come through what it is that you're feeling, these painful spots, these areas where you don't feel comfortable with yourself, to help you get through to the other side. Now what they do is almost like hand holding. They facilitate and open up the space for you so that they listen, they guide you, and they perhaps ask you questions. They get you to face back on yourself and look at it objectively, so that when you're able to look at something objectively, it takes the pain out of that quite a bit anyway. But also you're able to heal yourself, you're able to look at yourself and give yourself what you need. And so then you come out of there feeling lighter, not just physically, but metaphorically as well. Nothing much triggers you half as much as it used to, and then you feel so much freer, and your habits go that you can live your life a lot more on your terms and how you want to. Right, thank you and forgiveless lists. Now, what we're going to do is write a list of all the people that have hurt us in our past. So this could be going way back to our childhood, or it could just be from yesterday. And what we are going to do is we are going to thank them and then move forwards to forgiving them. Now, some of you might be going, whoa, I'm not ready for that yet. That's okay. See, writing these lists out, it doesn't mean that you have to forget what they did, nor do you have to forgive at this stage, right? That might be too far, and that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a process. So you write down a list of people who have hurt you. Then you write down, a brief sort of summary of how they've hurt you. So start small, start with a niggle. So you might say, the name X, right, and how they've hurt you, okay? And now you write it down, but you're not writing down they did this, they did that, having a rant about them. Actually, what you're writing about is just a brief memory of the situation to remind you, but then how you felt about it, okay? We're trying to move ourselves from the grief cycle of, denial, anger, and then bargaining, to one of acceptance. So acceptance doesn't mean that, that's it, their behaviour was okay. We're not justifying their behaviours. We're not saying their behaviour is okay. We are finding a level of acceptance within ourselves, because we're the only ones who are hurting when we're carrying around this anger and bitterness and just like frustrations or upsets about the situation. So just sort of how you felt, and then also when you're writing down how you felt, drop the judgmental side of it. No, you weren't overreacting. No, you are not too sensitive. You just reacted. No, it was not wrong of you, okay? Just you reacted, or you acted how you did, all right? And then what you're going to do is move to thank the person. Now, it might also help you to jump in that person's shoes and to think, what was their positive intention while this was happening? So we're looking at what was their positive intention for them. Okay, now everybody has a positive intention. So if you're thinking, well, no, they didn't, they were just being nasty. Well, actually, there would have been a positive intention, and it helps you to see behind their behaviour, like what they were trying to do or what they were trying to achieve. And then how can you thank them? So for instance, right, I had a boss once who was nasty, bitchy to me. And so I wrote down the things, the situations, like, and how I felt about it. So I felt, humiliated, and I felt bullied, and I felt really picked on, and I felt, God, whatever I do, I couldn't do right, I was forever in the wrong. So what I did was then think about this person's positive intention. What were they trying to do? So when I jumped into this person's shoes, I thought, right, well, they were a brand new manager, so they didn't really, and they hadn't been trained on the management skills, right? And they were under a lot of pressure for their team to perform. So I can understand actually what they were really trying to do was, drive sales and increase revenue. But obviously they were just doing it in a way that they knew how. And also, was I performing to the very best that I could have? Probably not. So what I did was I ended up leaving and getting a new job, right? Now, I was very bitter and angry about this for ages, but doing that exercise, when I came to the thank you part, I realised, hang on, I got a job with a much more prestigious firm. It allowed me to grow and develop my career so much more, and I earned a lot more money. So actually, I'm really grateful and thank you to this person. Okay, it wasn't the nicest way around it, but I was thankful because I never would have had those opportunities had those, experiences happened. So look at where you can get to that, because now when I think back about that experience, in fact, I don't even remember it. It was only while I was doing this that I thought of it. So, that will happen. These things will no longer bother you. But as I say, start small, because you don't want to go and, bring up something that perhaps has caused you a hell of a lot of pain and that you don't know how to resolve it yourself, all right? So just go for your limit and see how you get on. Write letters to yourself. So this might sound strange, but hear me out. It has really worked for me. So what you do is you start as an adult and you imagine your younger you. Right, you're writing a letter to the younger you, whatever age you feel is appropriate, and you just start by writing a few simple lines, a few words to, hello Vanessa, and it might be words of encouragement and empathy and your understanding. So you're just demonstrating to this younger you, I'm here for you, I'm here to listen to you, I'm here whenever you need me, this is what I'm here for. And then what you're going to do is you are going to then write a letter back, and pretending though that you are your child. So you might want to write in your left hand, and the idea is that you are letting your mind go blank. You are just, by writing with your left hand, it's like you can't write, so you see the words, as sort of like a childish writing. And just write a few simple words as your child. Don't judge, don't analyse, you just let it come out, whatever it might be. It might be gobbledygook, it doesn't matter. The thing for this to work is, as an adult, you have to be really open and inviting and encouraging to this child. Imagine meeting a child for the first time. You crouch down to their level, don't you? And you speak a bit softly and you go hello, and you ask them, a question like, what's your name? Now imagine if you're really judgmental with that child, going, oh, come on, that's not a proper name, write your blah, God, you're a bit like that, or like, oh, hurry up for goodness sake, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, the little child is not going to answer, are they? They're going to be like, oh, and go back. So we've got to treat ourselves as, perhaps one of our own children, or how we would love to be treated as a little child. So give it a go, see what you think.